As of tomorrow night at 8 p.m., that's Monday night, as of 8 p.m., we're going to close non-essential retail businesses.
I never even thought I'd be in this situation with this business.
What the non-essential retail businesses that will need to be closed to in-person traffic tomorrow night by 8 p.m. do include entertainment, sporting goods, clothing, shoes.
It's a roulette table, and the ball did not land on me.
Jewelry, bookstores, florists, furnitures, and auto dealers, though auto repairs and parts are going to be exempt.
50% of our business is travel and tourism. You know, we're 2 minutes from the horse park and 2 minutes from I-75. You know, and we, while we're still here and doing business, it's nothing like it should be right now. And not even by by any stretch of the imagination.
And I know a lot of people, just like restaurants, bars, and other public-facing businesses, these are your dreams. I understand that.
From the state level, I think it's been handled pretty well. I personally feel that you know, we've done everything that we could have done to better our community.
I have 5 children. I'm a business owner, and I'm suddenly a school teacher for 5 kids.
It's been quite a transition for us because you had no choice but to change the way you do things. Now, we were very fortunate in the aspect that we have always had a strong carryout presence, and we found that other businesses kind of like us, if you had a strong carryout presence before C-19 started, then more than likely you were going to be able to maintain at least some level of business that's going to get you through. We opened up the pop-up grocery, which has been beneficial. Customers are very happy with that. They seem to really like it. And of course, you know, we're very happy that they do, and so it's a kind of nice reciprocal relationship, you know, in terms of they allow me to keep staffed up, have people that help me do the stuff for the grocery, but also, you know, the regular carry-out stuff, and keeps us going. We try to stay away from any. You know, we're apolitical. It's like our name is Red State Barbecue, and a lot of people want to read stuff into that. We've just always maintained a tack that we just don't get into any of that stuff, you know. So we stay apolitical, man. We just stay away from that stuff. So I know it's probably a little bit longer than what you wanted, but I think people need to probably hear that. Well, the state level, you know, there's not really much there, at least from my perspective. You know, we were hoping to get some sort of sales tax, you know, relief, but you know, also it's part of what the state runs on, right? So they've got to have that revenue. You know, federal, you know, we've applied for some of this stuff. We're just waiting to hear back on some of it. One of the things that we have seriously been considering is going away from some of the services that we've used, like DoorDash and Eat Street. The commissions are just too high. You know, it's like they can cancel the delivery fees all they want, but you know, our food cost runs about 35%. Okay, then you add in, you know, your labor, which, you know, we try to stay in that sweet spot, but you know, we're right around 17-20% sometimes, and so then you add in the commissions from a DoorDash. Not much left, right? Yeah. So I don't know how much more hits we can take economically, you know, not only the state, but, you know, in the country. So.
If I can go to the liquor store and stand in line at the liquor store to buy liquor, why can't I have my doors open, have my customers practicing safe distancing, and let me have business too? anybody can implement social distancing and other things in their business to make it safer. I think we should have some guidelines to do that. Maybe we needed to shut everything down for a couple of days. Let's get some policies about social distancing, sanitizing, things of that nature. And now let's open back up in another week or two with some new rules, and let's see how that works. Initially, I was very supportive, but as it kept going, I seen that there was really just no plan to do anything to help or do anything with the people. I'm sitting here wondering when I've got to start boxing up everything and moving out. Meanwhile, on the TV, they're cracking jokes and teaching us how to do sign language. I don't need to learn sign language. I need some help. I need customers. I'm glad that people are voicing their opinion. I don't know that I'd pick it while he was making announcements about deaths and those kind of things, and I don't think that was their intention. There's some grandstanding on both sides a little bit about that, but I'm glad that there are people that are exercising their freedom of speech, whether I agree with it or not. I want people to do that. I want people to stand up and talk about these things and how it's affecting them. I want people, I need people to fight for me. I got 5 kids, man. I can't drag those kids to Frankfurt. I need somebody to fight for me, to help me. On the federal level, I was really happy to see that they quickly got together and started getting people checks. They started getting money back to the American people as quickly as they could. Whenever in history has Congress ever came together that fast and did anything that fast to help the whole entire nation? I mean, there's already practically no way to survive. We're a new business. I mean, we're just a couple of years old. We haven't even gotten on our feet yet. There's just no way that we will be able to survive another 30 days of being locked down like this. It's like I've been court ordered to not make money, to not survive. Even if we open tomorrow, it would be the start towards something, but it's not enough. I mean, we're not going to get there. The damage has been done.
We're closed March 18th, and unfortunately we only had half a night to prepare. We found out on the 17th. So we did a half a day on the 18th, got as many clients as we could in here while social distancing. And everybody's just kind of been anticipating the day we're going to reopen and preparing for that day. We kind of expected it with the restaurants and the bars closing just days before we did. We had a quick staff meeting and talked about it. We didn't think it would be that quick. It was just 2 days later that we were ordered to close. So we knew it was coming, but we were hoping to have a little bit more time to prep. We had already redone our schedule so that everybody was a little bit more separated before he even ordered us. Because we thought if we could be proactive, maybe it would elongate our opening or our closing, but it just didn't happen like that. We know that social distancing of 6 feet is important. And of course, as the service providers are cutting hair and shampooing, we can't keep that distance, but we can certainly keep distance between stylists and between clients that are visiting us. So we've actually cautioned off a couple of our chairs because they are bolted into the ground with the new remodel we did. Our shampoo bowl, same thing. We're going to use every other shampoo bowl. We'll be right at about 6.5 feet between our shampoo area. We're only going to utilize one front desk person. The other one's going to be teleworking. So being able to answer the phones at home, transferring the calls to take care of the appointment so that one front desk can worry about the clients that are waiting outdoors and such. So everybody's going to be wearing a washable mask. All of our employees are going to be required to have a mask. We've ordered an infrared thermometer. We've also ordered a disposable mask. We are going to request that all of our clients wear masks when they come. If they have their own, great. If not, we're going to provide one for them. I feel like we are very prepared to open. If Governor Beshear were to tell us tomorrow that we could open, we have the PPE in place to open. So I'm, It worries me financially, of course. The mentality of my staff. I know that they're anxious to get back to work. They miss everybody here. They miss their clients. Overall, there are a few things that I wish would have been a little different. Mostly on the federal level, I think that our Small Business Association and the loans that were rolled out could have been handled a little bit differently, in the fact that there wasn't a lot of direction given to the banks and the accountants and the business owners. So we didn't know, whether to apply for them, and when we did get the money, that we would still be closed. I don't think there was a lot of thought put into that. In the last week, I myself and 9 other business owners, along with our suppliers and our business consultants, created our own little task force. We call it the Kentucky Salons Task Force to Reopen. And we met a couple times on Zoom. We put together a proposal that we submitted as a team to the governor's office on the Healthy at Work website. So I've talked to them. They're pretty much like we are. What's it going to look like when we come back? What's it, how are we going to do our scheduling? How limited are we? And we were keeping an eye on what other states are doing to kind of help us along the lines. I'm a mother, I'm a citizen, and I am a business owner. So my responsibilities are to the well-being of my family, my employees, and my clients. And so when I get the go-ahead, when the professionals that know what they're talking about tell me it's okay, then I know what I'm talking about when it comes to this industry. If we were to go through this again in a year or 2 years, or God forbid, any time in the future, I think we're going to be much better prepared for it.
I would look long and hard at doing something right now, and I think that you really, if you're going to take that risk, you really got to be willing to understand that the percentage of failure is going to be much higher in a time like now, where things are kind of suspect.
Well, I can tell you this: if money were no object, if money was not an issue, I would open a business today. I mean, the day that the government says we could reopen, I would open a business. I think people are going to be hungry to get back out and spend money. I think the economy is going to bounce back just fine. It's going to take a little time. I would open another hair salon though, Brandon, because we're going to be limited on how much space we have in here. So at least this way I can take the other half of my staff to another salon. But I'd have to have it ready to go by reopening day.
There is not a person in this state that is ready to invest money, and because of the actions that we've seen, I think it would be difficult for a person to invest money in the future. Because what happens if somebody, 6 months from now, let's say the pandemic is over, the virus has subsided, and you think someone's going to start churning out money for a business that was closed during the virus? They're not. No one's going to open a restaurant in December because flu season's coming. So no, absolutely not. The repercussions of how this is handled will last for years.